See how you can't really do anything when you're at this health and mana? Like, you can never really trade against this Yone properly. All you can do is these really short kind of little QW trades. You can't actually really ever kill him. So when we get ourselves to this health and mana, we're basically eliminating our chances to kill the enemy player, which we don't really want to be in. Like, this Yone isn't a very good player, but he's been able to create leads because he's pushed you in and he's made you lose a lot of your mana and health because you're always trying to last hit and tank waves. Hey guys, if you're looking to understand how to beat specific champion matchups for your champion pool, like in the video you're just about to watch, please make sure you check out the links in the description below to get your game reviewed just like this one with me or one of my challenger coaches. Let's get into the video.
I know I have to play like pretty safe for the most part.
Yep.
In the early game, but it kind of makes me focus on like CS and like timing my Qs to last hit the two minions at the same time or whatever. Like it kind of forces me into that CS mode, which is kind of helpful.
Yeah, that's good. Nice skin.
Just share your screen.
Oh shit, sorry. I thought I was sharing screen. Cool, you can see it now?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, so Yone versus Veigar. What does Yone want to do in a Veigar lane? What does Yone want to do?
Long extended trades.
And do you think he wants to play a slow farming game, or do you think he wants to try and kill you?
No, he probably wants to try and kill me. Get all of his abilities.
Awesome.
Even level 2. Go all in.
Yeah. So what are some good ways that, in general, regardless of the champion you're playing, what are some good ways to prevent long extended trades and champions that want to kill you?
I gotta be attentive to my spacing. Like
Yes.
Max range.
Yep.
I want to say I want to know my combos. I want to know what's gonna do the most damage. In like 1, 2, 3 seconds.
Yep. 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 Yeah. Go one step deeper. What about CSing? The way that makes CSing really easy. Wave management. That's what we want to be focusing on. Yeah. Because if Yone wants to kill you and he wants a long extended trade, where do you think in the mid lane he wants the wave to be? Let's say here. So Yone's here, you're here. Where does he want this wave to be in order for a long extended trade and to kill you?
He wants me pushed up towards his tower for sure.
So here, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we never want to have the minion wave in this position, or if we have it in there, we want to try and get rid of it as soon as possible, because that gives him the really long extended trade. So naturally, Yone will push in. So hopefully this situation doesn't occur too much. But in some cases where the Yone is quite smart, he will sometimes let you push. And that's basically a trap. So if this Yone is ever letting you push for free, think about it being a trap. Okay, cool. That's good. Okay, so you know the fundamentals of the matchup. Let's see if you can actually execute on them.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk to me about the corrupting. Why do you go corrupting potion over, let's say, Doran's ring?
I guess I want to just have as much mana as possible.
Okay.
And I think that's probably the best way. I guess I could start here, but I'm not gonna pick up. I don't even know what it's called.
Yeah. Is it Seraph's? Seraph's Embrace?
Yeah.
Archangel's Staff or something? Yeah, and then it upgrades into Seraph's. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, So typically, I would never go Corrupting on Veigar because it's not very efficient. Corrupting is a really good potion to go on tradey champions. Think like a LeBlanc, think like a Kiana, where you're going to be dashing in and out a lot and using the Corrupting to kind of force, a kill. So typically you want to be like a Flash Ignite player using Corrupting because it's more of an offensive item in the sense that you use it quite aggressively to get early advantages. Whereas a Doran's Ring is really safe into a lane that we don't want to die in and we don't want long extended trades. A Doran's Ring is perfect because it gives us the extra 70 health, which counters the Ignite at level 1. So literally Ignite isn't even a rune at level 1 because Doran's Ring counters it. So that's not really how to think about it, but it's just that Doran's Ring gives you base 70 health, which is really important in matchups where you're going TP versus Ignite. And then, so Doran's is basically your set standard item. You should always be going on Veigar and Ahri. Then, Ahri should always be going Doran's 2-pot. You can go Corrupting on Ahri, but I don't think you're there yet, and I don't want you to be thinking about Corrupting on Ahri. I just want you to be going Doran's for now. And then Tier on Veigar is really good when you're versing another hyperscaling mage. So an Aurelion Soul, an Oriana, sometimes maybe even like a Cassiopeia or a Cassidon. You can go a Tier because you're expecting the lane to be quite safe and farm-based. And so the Tier is really good for that. Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah, definitely.
Awesome. So that's what I want you to think of in all your future games now. Okay, so he's got bone plating. What does bone plating mean for Veigar trades? If your enemy has bone plating, what do you need to think about?
To be honest, I never even knew he had bone plating. I never even looked at it.
Okay.
But I guess that means that I should wait a few seconds in between trades.
Yeah, exactly. So, cool. So the cool thing about bone plating is when you click on the champion, so if you click on Yone, this will come up on your screen and you'll be able to see that bone plating is on cooldown. So whenever bone plating is on cooldown, you can go for a full trade, like your QWE kind of stuff. However, if bone plating is not on cooldown, you generally just want to auto attack him, proc the bone plating, and then trade in your next like 5 to 10 to 15 seconds. Because otherwise you're going to lose a lot of your trade damage. Cool.
Okay,
The good
so
thing.
I almost want to be clicking on him constantly.
Yeah, exactly. It's also a good way to check, has he used a health potion? See, this is why I don't like corrupting, because it look like you're using it already, but you're only using it for the mana. It's kind of, a little bit pointless. You've basically wasted a whole charge of it already for not much.
Okay.
Cool.
I know I tried to trade with him since I popped it then.
Yeah. Yeah, but you didn't actually auto attack him if you noticed.
Okay.
Because the cool thing about corrupting is when you're actually using it, your damaging abilities and attacks burn the enemy for 15 damage. So if we are going to go corrupting, we need to think about using it when we're being aggressive. So usually you get yourself down a bit of health and then you use your corrupting and trade with him.
Okay.
Cool. Okay, so why I don't like how far away you are from him. Why do you think I don't like how far away you are?
Because if he dashes in, I can definitely be knocked out.
Does Yone have a dash when he's in this state?
No. I know by the sounds. I can tell by the sound.
Yeah, he also gets like a tornado on his blades. Like you can kind of see he's like almost got this tornado animation on him, which we'll see.
Yeah.
So that means you don't need to be this far back until he has that animation or the sound. So whichever one you identify with. Good.
So I know he has to Q or whatever it is twice.
Yeah. He has to hit 2 Qs and then his third Q is empowered. Similar to Yasuo.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. So look what you're doing. You're just letting him CS for free, all because you're scared of the dash that he doesn't even have. Notice this. Look, you should be attacking him. Attack. There we go. Attack. Keep going. Attack. Excellent. That is what I want to be seeing you doing this entire first, 30 seconds of this lane. But that was the only time you auto-attacked him. There we go. Good trading. Cool. Now you're level 2. See, and now he's pushed this lane in for free because you weren't auto-attacking and you weren't killing the minions. And now you're really stressed out. Look, you're like using your W. You're trying to freeze the wave. There's all this confusion going on. And now we miss CS under turret.
I know I really struggle under turret.
Yeah, so we don't want... Yeah, so we never want to get yourself under turret unless you have to.
Okay. Like I know in the back of my mind this is where I want the lane.
Yeah, this is perfect.
This is where I want the wave.
Yeah.
And like if it's right there, exactly where it is, I feel like I can see us right there. Okay, like just last hit, no problem. But when it gets a little bit closer, and then like I start having the time, oh, okay, it's gonna take 2 shots for this one, and 1 shot for this one.
Yeah.
And then that's a little much for me.
Yeah. So it will be a skill we'll have to learn how to see us under turret, but you're exactly right. We don't want to be under turret unless there's like a real specific reason. Like the enemy's simply just a better pusher than us, or you're low health, or you took a bad trade, etc., etc. Okay. Cool. So how do we keep this wave in this position here?
I need to make sure that there's 2 more enemy minions than mine.
No, don't overthink it. It's just got to be basically even. As long as this is even, Yone is always going to naturally kind of push this a little bit so that it will stay here. So all you got to think about is, 3 versus 3 and 2 katas. So 4 versus 4. In long lanes, you got to worry about those extra 2 minions because top lane and bot lane are a lot longer. But in mid lane, you don't need to really worry about those extra 2 minions. More just look at the health bars and the actual numbers of the champs. Of the minions, sorry. Cool.
Okay. I feel like now that I'm watching this match, I don't feel like I lost lane in this matchup. I feel like I did pretty decent, even though I ended up with less kills.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're doing decent, but you could be doing better. That's what I want to be focusing on.
Right.
Cool. See, again, the lane's gotten compromised, and now we have to see us under turret, which is what Yone wants against you. Cool, and now all of a sudden you're quite low. Okay, so why are we just standing still here?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm talking him or what. I don't know if I was checking my phone. I don't know.
Okay, let's try and not do that. Because what happens when you do this is this lane keeps pushing in and you keep, like, so you're doing quite well, he's doing quite bad. You're even on CS, right? But you've already stated that this is a weakness of yours, so last hitting under turret. So we really don't want to be AFK here. We always want to be thinning out the wave. Remember what I said last time, we want the wave to be even. Look how uneven this wave is right now. Like you've got a minion about to die, his minion's still like just below half, and you've got these mage minions that have also lost some health. So this wave is constantly going to be crashing, and you need to break the cycle. But it's really hard because you've already let it crash so many times that you've used all your corrupting potions to try and heal yourself up, and now you're at a really low health. So what do we basically need to do to reset our health and mana with this wave and with your champion?
I'm not sure.
You need to recall. So we need to somehow get a recall off without losing too many minions here. Or you're just going to be sitting here constantly getting pushed in with not much advantage.
Okay.
Good
And
poking.
I know I have TP. I think I set that up.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is again, we'll lose the CS. Cool. When's a really good time to recall in mid lane?
On a cannon.
Yeah. So, yeah, exactly. So would this be a really good time to recall? Low health, low mana, look at the wave.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, really good time to recall. Let's see what you do.
I don't know if I do.
Yeah.
I think I want to stay to get the cannon.
You'd get it anyway because you'd TP back. So don't think you wouldn't lose anything. See, look. See, you'd have recalled by now. You'll be healing up. You probably would have bought a Tear or a Doran's Ring, and you'd be TPing back to lane right now, and the cannon minion will be waiting for you.
Okay.
What I need you to understand is that missing 2 to 3 CS is not as important as resetting your health and mana. Your health and mana need to be a priority right now because you're very low and he's got Flash Ignite. And remember what we said at the start of the session. He wants to kill you. So we need to do everything we can to firstly not get in this position you're in right now, which is by managing the wave better and poking him like we said. But then once we're in a position like this where we don't have much health and we don't have much mana, we need to recall to reset our health and reset the lane. Because if this Yone's smart, he could technically kill you right now, but he's not playing it very well. And you're just waiting for your you're just waiting for your biscuits to like keep getting back health, but it's really bad because you're just losing CS under turret, and it's just super awkward. Can you see that now, why this position is so bad for you? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just constantly bleeding CS.
Yeah. And you're lucky that he's terrible at CSing as well, but like, you don't want to be in this kind of position. Cool. So you back the next wave, which is interesting. So you're probably going to get away with this recall. It's just not the most optimal recall. The cannon wave was the better recall.
Right.
Cool. Okay, you need to plan your TPs ahead of time, right? You can TP while buying items. See how much time you wasted here? So you could literally be channeling your recall right now while you're in shop. And then we don't lose. Look how many minions you'll lose. So you lost 3. And look what he did. He recalled on a cannon wave.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have TP. So
No.
he had to.
Yeah, but he gets away with it because of your kind of bad recall. See how he gets back to lane for free, basically? Yeah.
Okay.
So you lost 3 minions, he lost 3 minions, but you had to use TP to get back into lane. All he had to do was walk.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool. I don't mind this roam. Okay. Nice. Very nice.
I just run back because they start running away. It's just a waste of time.
Yep. Okay, so if we want to gank, what do we usually want to cut off the enemy from?
the tower.
Yeah, because that's their escape route, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, what are we doing when we do this compared to, let's say, going round?
Okay.
So, do you see how...
I'm giving him the space to go in.
Yeah, and even here, you're walking to where he is rather than where he's going to be. So when we're ganking, we want to run to where they're going to be. So it's either around here, if we feel safe and confident that we can go through Tribush, or if we're a bit scared that we don't have vision here, you should cut straight across here. Because you know where he wants to go. He wants to get to the turret, so you should be trying to cut it off.
Okay.
So the roam itself is really good. This is a really good window to roam, but the execution of the roam is quite poor. Because now you're going to fail the roam, and you're going to lose more CS in lane. And now we're in a really awkward spot here. And now all of a sudden he's got a 10 CS lead on you. Cool, great gank setup by you. That's okay. Good flash. Nice. Now you technically could have killed this Yi. Let's watch this back. Tell me how you could have killed this Yi. So let's watch.
My Yi's up. I can trap him under the tower.
Yeah. What is something you've done every time you're getting aggressively attacked by the enemy? You just run straight back, right? What could you be doing while running backwards?
Throwing my Q.
Yeah, throwing abilities. It's basically kiting. You can kite as an AD carry, you can kite as a Veigar. Basically, the idea is that if you know that you can weave attacks in without dying, which in this case you can because you've got a corrupting potion ticking and you've got a biscuit. A level 4 Yi cannot kill you here, and Yone has just used his ult. So they can't kill you. They've both used their flash. They cannot kill you right now. But you're kind of so scared, or maybe you're not even aware that they can't kill you, that you're just running backwards without trading. So you're basically letting them attack you for free here. And then what Yi does... Yeah, and then what Yi does is, look at this. Takes a turret shot, 1 Q and an R, and he's done. That's all you need. QR, and he's most likely dead there. Maybe a W as well, or just simply using your E. But because you're not using any abilities when you're getting pushed in or attacked, you're not able to create these little opportunities based on the enemy's mistakes. And now all of a sudden we're at that really compromised state again where we have to play super safe under our turret. Cool. See what's happening to this lane again, like it's been happening for the first 7 minutes? You're just letting Yone constantly push it, and then he's roaming. He's constantly pushing and then roaming. Which is not what we want to do. Not a bad trade, but again, we're putting ourselves in a really low health position, which we don't want to be in. He's going to try and bait you here. Cool. See how you can't really do anything when you're at this health and mana? Like, you can never really trade against this Yone properly. All you can do is these really short kind of little QW trades. You can't actually really ever kill him. So when we get ourselves to this health and mana, we're basically eliminating our chances to kill the enemy player, which we don't really want to be in. Like, this Yone isn't a very good player, but he's been able to create leads because he's pushed you in and he's made you lose a lot of your mana and health because you're always trying to last hit and tank waves. And Yone will naturally push a Veigar in, but all the time you spend, see how you're not like pushing this wave or anything, you're just kind of sitting here? This is all time Yone has to like recall, to roam, to do whatever he wants.
I guess my idea is to slow push the wave. I don't know why.
No, it's okay. Simply, we can't really slow push freeze or like we don't really want to be thinking about that when we're at low health. We really just want to be trying to recall. So whatever way we get the recall off the easiest is how you should manage the wave. So if it is just to freeze the wave because you need a recall, well, that's fine. If it is to push, yeah, let's push. But it should never really be a slow push if your goal is to recall to get your health and mana back. Again, look how far back you are under turret. He cannot attack you under turret, otherwise he'll lose the trade. But you're standing so far back, you're letting him CS for free. Every time he comes up for CS, you should be punishing this. He should never be able to attack your creeps for free. You need to think about your minions as like a trade. Every time you go for CS, he's trying to stop you. And every time he goes for CS, you're trying to stop him. He should never be able to take anything from you for free, unless you want him to. But in this case, you don't want him to take CS for free. Because obviously you don't want him to get resources for free, because that's not how you win the lane or go even. You're just letting him have a lead and you're letting him dominate the lane. Does that make sense?
Yes, definitely.
Cool. So how can you stop him taking CS for free off you?
I need to, for one, I need to manage the waves better.
Yeah.
I won't be so stressed out on last hitting.
Yeah.
I will be able to focus on challenging.
Yeah, and what's a really good way to manage the wave when you're in a range versus melee matchup?
I want to say just last hitting.
Yeah, that is one thing, but before that, good wave management comes from you having control of the wave. So to get control of the wave against a melee opponent, you need to push them off the wave, basically, or punish them every time they go for CS so that they can't just auto-attack mindlessly the wave. So for the first 10 minutes of this game, Yone has been auto-attacking basically your entire minion wave for free. Sometimes you've traded against him, but you haven't traded against him consistently. And it's the reason why these waves have crashed maybe 5, 6, 7 times into your turret, is because you're allowing him to push for free. So if you don't let him push for free, the wave management doesn't become an issue because he can't push it in as fast as you can. Because he can't actually attack the minions. The only way he can push the wave in is if he has control of the wave and if you're letting him kill minions for free.
Okay.
But the good thing is you're denying him what he wants to do, which is his primary goal is to kill you. But if Yone can't kill you, well, what he's going to do is just out-farm you. So we need to prevent basically his second win condition. So you've prevented his first one by playing really safe, but you're almost playing too safe. And I'm okay with you actually playing too safe. I just want to point out how you can slowly start getting more confident in these kind of matchups. Because I understand you're still a bit new to Veigar. Like, you're not completely new, but you're still like, you're playing safe, you're cautious, you're just seeing what your limits are. That's all really good. I'm just pointing out for when you feel a lot more comfortable and confident on the Veigar, you can start being a little bit more aggressive, and you can start understanding when to be aggressive, when to be passive, and when to attack the Yone. That's what I'm really trying to get from this little session we're doing today, for you to understand, okay, where you can develop your Veigar mastery into. See what we're doing? We just walk back, we don't attack. There we go. You did a little bit of an attack, but not much. Again, what's corrupting really good about? When you've activated it, your attacks and abilities do burn damage. So you could have done it there when you were getting attacked. It would have been a really good opportunity. Cool, bit of BM, I like it. Okay, you see the MF, you're trying to bait him. That's really smart. That's okay. Cool. So another issue with how passive you are is when you all of a sudden be really aggressive, what do you think the Yone's thinking? So if
Definitely.
Yeah.
Tell by my gameplay,
Yeah. He can tell, like, if a really passive player all of a sudden becomes really aggressive, what are they trying to do? They're trying to set up a gank, right? Because there's no other reason you would play aggressive, because you haven't played aggressive in this lane for the first 11 minutes. So as soon as you play aggressive, well, the Yone is going to know that you're trying to set up a gank. So it's another reason why basically always being a little aggressive is really good, because it hides the moments where you're trying to set up a gank or you're trying to attack him to, like, you know, get a kill.
yeah.
It keeps him on his toes. Now all of a sudden you've got the upper hand. This is kind of nice. Okay, what can we do here?
I don't think. Can I drop my E?
I mean, what does your ultimate do?
Oh yeah, I guess I could.
Let's watch everything. Let's watch what we could have done here. So this is really good. You're aggressive, awesome. You missed the Q, that's fine. Cool. Okay, so the first thing is we want to pop a corrupting potion, right? Because we're not full health.
Okay.
So as soon as he jumps in, look, as soon as he jumps in here, you want to immediately, first response is pop a corrupting, not flash. What's the second response? You said it earlier.
My E?
Yeah, because like Yone literally has to walk through your E to kill you, right? So your E is a much less valuable spell than your flash, whereas your first instinct is to flash rather than E. Right? Because the only way Yone can get to you is walking straight forward. And you can prevent that by putting your E around you. You can put it here, you can put it there, you can put it back here. But instead, your primary instinct is to flash, which I'm assuming is just because maybe you're not sure of how easily Yone can kill you. But in reality, look how low his health is, and look how healthy you are. And he doesn't even have his Q up. So here we go. E whenever you want. E, W, auto attack, anything, and then alt.
So when he's in his alt, even if I EM, doesn't he not get stopped if I EM?
He'll get stopped unless he pulls back. But the idea is you don't necessarily have to kill him here, but the idea is to create yourself the opportunity to kill him and neutralize the threat. Whereas all you're doing is simply running away, whereas you can get the same outcome by simply dropping your E. Because if you drop your E, he will pull back to his original location because he doesn't want to get stunned. So you basically stop him trading here. So either way, it's a win for you. Do you get why I'm kind of saying that? Yeah. Whereas he's winning this purely because you're not fighting back. Whereas as soon as you fight back, he either has to make the choice to jump back to his original location or to die because you're going to combo him with your E, your W, and your Q. even auto attacks here. Yeah. But I think it's simply because you don't really know if Yone can kill you, and I don't think you're aware that he can only do his third dash, like his dash, when he's got an empowered Q. But you're kind of so worried about it when it's not even up, it's limiting a lot of your ability.
Honestly, I hate Yone and Yasuo. Those are like
Yeah, I can tell.
Not against them, that it does play a big part.
Yeah. Look at this, look at this. Oh, we're so close. So he was killable that entire time.
I think he kills me here, bro. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I was so fucking mad. Like,
yeah. Well, you played it so well, but that wasn't your kill window. Your kill window was that earlier little play we showed. Something you don't do very often is, in the first 12 minutes of this game, how many times do you think you've used your E, your cage?
I don't use it very much. I guess I only use it if I'm like trying to set up a game, really. Or I'm always in low mana, as you fucking saw. Like,
yeah. Yeah. But you weren't low mana here. Let's look. Look, that's very healthy, right?
yeah.
Healthy. There's nothing wrong there with your mana. So I need you to use your E a lot more. Don't think of your E just as an offensive rune. Think of it as a defensive rune as well. So whenever Yone is trying to kill you, so he's either used his Q to gap close on you, or he's used his spirit dash thing where he like jumps out of his body and like kind of creates this little ghost thing. You should be using your E defensively because you're trying to run away or you're trying to catch him. Because if you catch him, you can kill him. Or if you pull your E out, well, he has to stop fighting you, which is what you want. Because he wants to kill you, and you don't necessarily want to kill him unless an opportunity arises.
Okay.
All of a sudden you use your E, and now you're playing a little too aggressive. And then all of a sudden we don't have our E. You've got your Q up. Notice how you can Q instead of walking here? Look at this. So let's watch this back in slow-mo. Cool. So you are. Look how much time you've got. Look, you're walking. That's a whole time you can use your Q here, and he's dead. But instead you die, which is unlucky. But you survive for 12 minutes, which is pretty good. It's a tough lane. But you gave Yone what he wanted. He wanted to kill you, and he's also now got a CS lead as well. Now, the only reason this is happening is because you're not a bad player. This Yone has just played more games on Yone than you have Veigar. So he's simply more aware of his champion's limits, strengths, and abilities. That's all that is. And that's why I really want your homework to be the 30 games, because I need you to get the reps in so you can be as comfortable on your champion as this Yone is. So don't get frustrated these kind of games. One, because they're on your Smurf, and two, because you're learning. We're always going to make mistakes, and we're always going to die, and we're always going to lose games when we're learning. It's fine. Because your goal isn't necessarily to win the game, it's to learn your Veigar. That's what your goal should be. You shouldn't really be worrying too much about, did I win the game? Did I lose the game? Did I win lane? Did I lose lane? Just think about, did I play well, or did I learn something new? Because we basically need to get through all this suck, like all this shit where we're constantly playing from behind, we're constantly getting pushed in, until we learn how to play our champion. And I'm not saying you don't know how to play Veigar. I just mean in relation to, let's say, this Yone. You can clearly tell he's a lot more comfortable on Yone than you are on Veigar. Is that a fair call? Can you see that?
Definitely.
Jesus. Okay, so what could you have done differently here? What are you basically trying to do here? Talk me through why you're positioned here.
I'm not sure. I have no fucking clue.
Okay, so where could we be positioned that would be more effective?
With my team, I guess.
Yeah. So when our team's taking Dragon, we want to do two things. If Yone's here, we match Yone. If Yone is missing, we go to drag. Or you match, even if Yone's here, you still go to Dragon because your team's got priority. But when we go here, we're basically doing nothing. We're not pushing the wave and we're not helping Dragon. We're just wasting time. And you waste like 10 to 15 seconds just sitting here. And look what happens. Yone comes over and kills your Kane. And he could have almost taken this Dragon. See, whereas if you're here, you put your E up. You can attack him. Maybe you even save Kane's life. But instead, now you come over and the Dragon's gone. And all of a sudden, you're in this really lost place. There's nothing to do here. And now Yone's going to push you in again. Okay, so you're going for the dive, committing to the dive. Cool. Now, if you didn't waste this time, you could have either pushed this lane in and this gank would have gone a lot better because Yone wouldn't have been able to crash your turret and therefore you wouldn't have had to TP, or you would have killed him at Dragon Pit and then you could have gone back, pushed into his turret, or you could have come here and stayed here and ganked and eventually killed the bot lane. But because you wasted your time here, you weren't able to do either of those things.
Okay, I see that.
All right, cool. Let's wrap up this week's session there because we've got a lot and any more is just going to be overwhelming for you because we need to really narrow your focus. Okay, cool. So watching that game back with me and everything I talked through, what are the key takeaways for you? What did you learn?
I need to not let them push in CF for free. I need to have more on wave management, being more aggressive.
Yep. How do you not let them push for free?
Punishing them when they CF.
Yeah. Perfect. Yep. Wave management. How do we improve our wave management?
I want to say conserving my mana and like throwing them out at random so that or like having proper recall timers.
Yeah. But how do we get proper recall timers and how do we do all that? We need to poke him and not let him poke you.
Okay.
Yeah. So it comes back to the punishing again. If you do this, if you don't let them push for free, wave management becomes really easy because you get to control the wave. As soon as you let them push for free, they get to control the wave and therefore they can push you in, they can freeze it, they can poke you. They have all the advantages.
Okay.
Yeah. Awesome. What else?
again, like with the for free shit, fucking, like, I let them hit me and damage me for free when I'm running backwards. Anyway,
Yeah.
I need to think about using my abilities.
So the only time you just run without using abilities is if you are actually unsure if you'll survive. So if your primary goal is to literally get out, so you're not sure, oh, can this Yone kill me or not, then just run. But as soon as you understand that, oh, wait, hang on, this Yone can't actually kill me here. He doesn't have his flash, or he doesn't have his ignite, or he's just used his ult. You can then go, okay, cool, I can actually kite back here, and I don't just have to run. Awesome. What else?
It's kind of all I wrote down. Yeah, there's a part in the middle where I was just kind of focusing on writing down too much.
Yeah. These mini AFK moments, we need to get rid of them.
That's what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these include Dragon Pit, buying items, so the biggest moments you had these AFK moments was the Dragon Pit. When you were buying items, you would just sit in base for too long, like 3 or 4 seconds. It would lose your CS. And then during waves, sometimes you would just stand there and let Yone take your minions for free while you're, I don't know, maybe you were texting or something. But ideally we don't want to be doing anything else but playing League when we're playing League, right? Like, you should be setting a time aside. You should be like, okay, I'm queuing up for a game because I know I have 30 minutes of uncontested time here. I've got nothing else on. I'm just going to play League, and you can text the person after, or you can check you whatever after. But don't queue up for League if you've got something to do, or you're talking to someone and you're going to get distracted. Finish that conversation or finish the thing you need to do, and then play League so you can put all your concentration into it, because you're getting too distracted in a game where you're already very overwhelmed. Like, I can tell with your gameplay, you're already so overwhelmed. You're like, fuck, Yone's pushing me and I gotta CS under turret. And I could tell you were playing frustrated, and even when we were watching it back, you were like, yeah, this was a frustrating kind of lane. And I'm like, yeah, it makes sense, because 1, you're trying to learn this champion. 2, the Yone is kind of bullying you a bit. And 3, you're somewhat distracted, which is causing you to like concentrate even less. So it's just all these things make it even harder for you to perform at your peak level, which is something we really want to try to get you to do.
Okay. No, definitely makes sense.
Cool. All right. So for now, between now and our next session, which will be next week, I just want you to get the reps in and really be thinking about wave management. Don't let your enemy take things off you for free. That's all you need to think about. You're playing with a good level of safety. You're playing with a good general understanding of laning phase. Like when I asked you, what does Yone want to do? He wants to do this and that. You know all these things. You now just need to get the volume of games in while thinking about these things and testing. You know, can I take this trade? Can I kite this? Can I kill him? Can I poke him? And you just really need to be playing games and learning Veigar's limits and Ari's limits, and just understanding their champions, because we really need to get that baseline of mastery on you.